Hey there, everybody. Good morning. It is a little earlier than normal for Tuesday, Timeout Tuesday. Normally, I try to get around 12:30 in the afternoon, but today I've got some planning to do. We have a pretty big deal going on tonight at the dojo, so I have some planning. I got some things I got to think about. So I wanted to make sure that I put my full head into episode 132 of Timeout Tuesday. And today I titled it very simply "Role Models," and the reason for that title is because what we're going to be doing today is testing four of our teens and adult students for their final belt before their black belt test. In our system of karate. That rank is called Brown 1. It's the third of three brown belts: Brown 3, Brown 2, then Brown 1. And once they earn that Brown 1 belt, they're considered to be officially black belt candidates, and they're eligible to test during our next black belt exam. And tonight, what we have is four role models. We have four students that have not only trained and attended hundreds, or in some cases, way north of 1,000 classes to get to the point where they've gotten. But as this test was approaching, especially because all of their training leading up to this test for the past 4 months has been through Zoom classes and the virtual environment, and we even delayed doing a brown belt test so that we would see whether or not we would have actually been back in the school yet or not. But we decided that at this point we really needed to provide our brown belts with an opportunity to test for their final rank. And this entire time that they've been training in a way that is very unusual. They've been learning new ways of learning new material. They've been learning new ways of practicing material. Their whole fitness regimen, everything has been different than what they're used to. And yet, these four students have persisted. They persevered through the difficulty. They have wrapped their head around this final test. They've prepared for this final test. And when I was interviewing them each the other night, just to talk a little bit about where their mindset was at and what their concerns are, the answers that they gave me indicate to me that their head is in exactly the right place for this test. Now, as many people know, one of the things that is pretty unique to our school is that we take our testing very seriously. It's not just a ceremonial thing. You don't just show up for 10 classes and then get awarded a belt. Every single one of our tests, from the minute they start in our school all the way up to nth degree black belt, requires passing through a rigorous set of requirements and a rigorous testing protocol. And that testing protocol is very transparent. All of the instructors have an opportunity to review each student, grade them, and it is the results of those grades that indicate whether or not a person gets promoted. We don't operate in a fake environment where you just show up at a test and no matter what you do, you pass your test, or any one person, myself included, does not have an override over who passes and fails. It's the results of the instructor community that determine whether someone passed. So it's really no small feat to pass any of our tests. But to give you an indication of what it means to be testing for a Brown 1, in addition to having passed some very rigorous tests already for their brown belts, which are, a couple hours long, each one of these students, in addition to taking all of those classes and attending and doing all the other requirements they need, they've tested in front of a black belt community. Tonight will be their 28th test. That's pretty incredible that they have shown up and demonstrated their requirements on 28 separate occasions to prove that not only are they learning new material, but their proficiency in their material is improving with every single test. and that to me um, is one of many indications that we have a very excellent group. So this group, again, there's no foregone conclusion that they will all pass. However, I am optimistic that they will all do well this evening, and provided that they all do well this evening, we will have 8 people preparing for their black belt. There are 2 more that are likely to become candidates for our next black belt test, giving us at least 10 people testing for their first degree black belt, and a certain number of people that will be testing for more advanced ranks, second, third, fourths, and so on. So these are exciting times. I'm excited for these students. This is a real representation of how we build role models. Sadly, we don't build 1,000 role models at this level, but on the other hand, like they say, the cream rises to the top. There's sort of what they call the 1% rule in martial arts, that approximately 1% of people that start taking martial arts will arrive at a black belt one day. And I look forward to this new group arriving at black belt in the not too distant future. But for tonight, we keep our eye on the ball, and we make sure that they're ready to become black belt candidates. So if you see any of these people, reach out to them, wish them luck, and you'll hear me announcing tomorrow the results of this test, or the next day, depending on how it goes. Anyway, that's really it for today. I hope everyone has a really nice day. Stay out of the sun. It is super, super duper hot, and I hope everyone has and continues to have a peaceful and safe summer. Peace.